what has actually happened to my life right now? And I was just, that was one of the toughest months of my whole entire life. It is the toughest month of my whole entire life. Your whole world just flashes before your eyes and thinking, what's next?
I look at you in awe constantly and I think you handle it with so much grace and so much strength and resilience.
Hopefully once that day comes, we never have to ever deal with it ever again and we can just shut that chapter behind us.
But to the whole team and to you, it's such a testament that you had this strength in a business for almost 12 months you weren't there.
Yeah.
And you were able to walk away and the business has been absolutely fine.
I think just what I've gone through has taught all these guys that, perspective. Life can change in a heartbeat. So let's enjoy what we do on a daily basis.
Before we dive in, just a quick little love note from us. If this podcast has ever made you laugh, cry, think or feel seen, please hit that subscribe button. It's the easiest way to keep the magic going and it helps us land more incredible guests for you. Go on, back your girls, subscribe now and let's keep rising together. Welcome. Oh, see, I always get funny. Welcome back to Salon Rising, the podcast on a solo episode. No Jen today, but instead joined by one of my dearest friends and clients, Brody from Smooth Hair. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so this is exciting because you and I have worked together we were just working that out then, over 2 years. I reckon you were one of my first clients.
Yeah.
Actually, how did you even find me?
I think it was just through social media and I was following La Sorella.
Oh,
yeah.
Anyone that hates social media, there you go. See? Testament.
Yeah.
Social media works.
Yeah.
And we've worked together for 2 years now.
Yep.
But I think your story is so profound in what you've gone through in the last sort of 12 months that I was like, we have to tell your story. And you're like, I'm not going to be on the pod. I hate this stuff.
Yeah. I was like, I don't think I'm the right person for you.
You are the right person for me.
We'll see.
I made you come out of your comfort zone. So we were just saying then we had our Salon Rising first birthday and you came to that.
Yeah.
And that was this great dinner where everyone kind of sat around. We'd spent 12 months together with that crew or meeting other people and you met other salon owners that night. I remember that night for other reasons and you knew so much of behind the scenes of my life and I think this is one of the special things for me being a coach is the relationship you build because you and I became good friends and you started to know kind of what was happening behind my scenes.
Yeah.
And even at that first birthday, it was one of the hardest, I look back on photos now, it's one of the hardest nights of my life. Everything was crashing down.
Yeah, you had an awful day.
Awful. And no one knew that. You knew that.
Yeah.
No one knew that. It was just my life was crashing down around me. And I remember being in that room and being this is such a supportive space and afterwards I felt great.
Well, even then it was a huge thing for me just being there, stepping out of my comfort zone, traveling to the Gold Coast and being there with all these other women. But once we sat down and got there, I met some beautiful business owners and learnt so much just sitting there.
Yeah, I remember that. You were like, I don't know if I can do it.
I was like, I don't know if I can do this. Even my partner Jez was like, you're going. I was like, okay.
And it was even for me watching you that night, you were like, oh, instantly I feel comfortable. I was like, don't worry, you're in a space with such good people that it'll feel different because I'm the same way, getting me out of my comfort zone to go to things like that. Even though people would think that I was extroverted, stuff like that scares the absolute shit out of me.
Yeah.
Anyway, so tell us a little bit about go into the pre-journey, pre this last 12 months that we'll go into.
Yep.
But tell us a little bit about your journey because obviously where the salon is go up until the beginning of the last 12 months.
Yeah, right. Okay. So originally I am from Victoria and at the moment we live in Lennox Head and my hair salon Smooth is in Alstonville. So it's about 20 minutes inland from Lennox. I did own 2 businesses in Victoria with my older sister. I'm the youngest of 6 kids, so there's a little bit of an age gap between me and her. And all of a sudden, I just had an urge. I had a brother and a sister living in Lennox at the time, and I was like, I think I need a change. But it was also scared because I had such a good thing going in Victoria. And so I was like, yeah, I'm doing it. So she sold my halves. Like I sold my house back to my sister and made the move. I just got a job at a salon in Lennox Head at the time because I was just like, I just need to find my feet and everything. And I think I was there for about 3 months and I was like, I need more. I missed that flexibility and I guess I wanted to challenge myself because I'd never had a salon by myself before. I had my sister there and her husband did like all the books, GST, super, everything. So I was literally I had it pretty good. Like I was literally working and, you know, making money as a salon owner kind of thing. And then all of a sudden I just had a little look on Gumtree one night and this little salon in Alstonville popped up and I was like, maybe it's a sign. I was like, I'll just go have a look. And I walked through the doors and I just like felt like home. It's a beautiful old 100-year building. It's an old bank. We still have like the old bank doors and the big safe door is like our, I guess, tea room, very little tea room. And that was about 9.5 years ago.
Wow.
Now, it'll be 10 years in February I've had smooth hair.
Wow.
Which is crazy to think. I was still, like, I'm only 35 now. So I was still, 25 at the time doing this all by myself. I was there by myself for about 12 months and some days, especially that first few months, I was just like, would call my mum and be like, Mum, what the have I done? Like, I've got 2 clients. Have I done the right choice? And she's like, don't be silly, doll. Like,
just keep going.
Yeah, you'll be right. I'm like, oh, God, okay.
Shake it off, keep going.
And then, so about a year in and I was starting to get really busy. Had really no idea about business side still. I was just still a pretty good hairdresser and good with people, I guess, and I really liked where I was and I had all these new clients coming in and then I did sign up a school base to start off with and his name is Alex and he is still with me today and he is my little rock star. So
he started as your school base.
Yeah. This teenage boy kept coming in. I think he come in 3 times asking me for a job.
Shut up. Really?
And I was like, oh, look, mate, I've just started like this. I'm just not quite looking just quite yet. And then the 3rd time I reckon he come in is like, I just need work experience for work. I'm like, no worries. Like I can give you that anyway. So he come in for work experience and then the rest is history with Alex. He's still my main guy. He's my manager now and he's really stepped up, especially the last 12 months when everything kind of my life changed for a little bit. And then, so.
That's really cool.
Yeah. He's awesome.
I didn't realize how long he's been with you, but he's like has been the backbone of your business.
Yeah, he definitely has. And the backbone for me personally too. I don't think I would have had Smooth Open without him, to be honest. So he's awesome, and I hope he knows how much I do appreciate him.
He knows.
Yeah, I hope he does.
He knows. You're an amazing boss. Yeah, to anyone out there that's listening.
Work with him and what he needs, and to make it both work. And I think that's really good. I've got 2 other seniors on at the moment. Lily, she's just finished her apprentice start of this year, and Simone, she works 2 days in the salon and she's fully qualified as well. So we've got a beautiful little family happening there now, and 9 years on. Alex actually has his long service at the right old age of like 25.
That's wild.
Yeah, so that's crazy for him and I'm so happy for him. I want him to go travel, like I want him to do whatever he needs to do in that time because he absolutely deserves it. Yeah.
I love the other thing with that is that you already started putting away funds for his long service. You were like, you know what, I'm just going to get ahead of the game.
Yeah, so I reckon it was like maybe a year and a half ago. I was like, I hope he never leaves me, number 1, for this long service. And number 2, I was like, you know what, the only way I'd be able to afford him to go and enjoy his long service all at once if he wants to do it that way, whatever, I need to start putting away, I think it's just been like $150 a week each week just to add up slowly. So then when he does decide to go and use it and whatever, I just know it's sitting there.
It's so clever for anyone else who's listening to that and has team members for a long time.
Yeah.
It's such an incredibly smart thought because not only do you lose them in your business, but then you also have to pay them.
Yeah.
And trying to find 3 months.
Yeah.
It's 3 months, isn't it? 3 months of income.
3 months. Yeah.
As well as like having them out of the business is rough. But if it's sitting there, like what's $150 a week?
Yeah. It doesn't feel like much at all. Like it's just going away in an account. And, I'm not even looking at it, to be honest, because that's his and he's well and truly deserved it.
Clever girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I love that.
Yeah.
So when you and I started working together, because you already had the business for like 8 years by the time you and I started working together, why was it then?
Yeah. So
I remember our first phone call.
But I remember too. I was sitting on the bedroom floor getting away from Maxie, my little girl, because I needed some time. And so for me, signing up with Salon Rising was not so much the financial side of it. I was already putting away tax money. I was already putting away GST. I was putting away super. And I guess I was just at that point. I had a baby and I had like peeled back from working full time to 2 days a week.
And Maxie was only like –
she was one-ish.
I was going to say she's around 12 months.
She's 3.5 now. Yeah. So she was just over 1 and I had just gone back to the salon. I think she was like 5 months when I went back to the salon and that was just 2 days a week.
Yeah.
And I guess like the salon would have been fine just cruising along the way it is, but I just wanted someone really to push me in that right direction of where to go business-wise as well and controlling, I guess, finding that dollar. I had no idea. I've been pretty lucky owning a salon for that long and not even knowing my bottom dollar for that long.
I don't know if it's luck. I think you were, even though you were like, I didn't know anything and I was just doing my finances and just hoping for it, you were still very cautious. You were cautious with what you took. You were cautious with what you put away. Yeah. So I think that level of cautiousness.
I probably wasn't taking enough for myself for the work that I was. And I guess working with you as well, I learnt that, what I was paying myself, I could probably work for someone else.
Yes.
Making the same with a lot less stress. So that was a really big learning curve for me. And I guess team bonding, you've really taught me in that area as well. So that's why the reason was why it wasn't so much the finance, even though I guess the finance, yes, with the bottom dollar and, what my target was needed to be and everything like that. But yeah, it was more, I guess pushing myself out of my comfort zone to try and grow smooth. That little bit extra. Not that I want to, put 10 employees on it or nothing like that, but just grow it where I could have grown it with what I had as well.
And I think it was a testament to how you run the business and how you ran your culture and how things developed with what happened 12 months ago. Yeah. So 12 months ago, I remember you ringing me or over 12 months ago and saying like, I'm going to move to WA.
Yeah. I was considering, my partner is from Perth.
Yeah.
WA, he's from a little town, but his family is in Perth now. With having Maxie and everything, we have no family around the area. So it can be a lot. He has his own business. I have my own business. We have a nanny that's awesome with Maxie 2 days a week. She's beautiful and we're so lucky to have her as well. But that little bit of family support was really lacking. And we were considering moving to Perth. So I think it was just before everything was happening and everything, I was like, we're going to go away for 5 weeks and go over to Perth. We booked Bali for a week because it's so close. And I was like, we're just going to go suss it out and see how it feels. Let Maxie, explore Perth a little bit himself. Because when we had gone previous, it was like Christmas and it was like rush. We'd never really
just spent some time.
Yeah, just spent some time. We just wanted to go to, Rottnest and everything like that. Just like all the cool stuff that we wanted to just have a look at. So before leaving that, you helped me obviously prep the salon. I had promoted Alex to be more of a manager. I got him into more of the targets, what needed to be done, ordering and everything like that. Because before then I was kind of just doing that all. And so that was awesome. It was time for him to have a bit of a change in the salon as well and step up and do what he needs to do and what he does still to this day in the salon, which is awesome, and just learning a bit more about the numbers side.
Yeah.
So I had all that, organised, and I was like, right, here we go.
You were like, I'm just going to 5-week holiday. And I was like, yeah, cool. Like, go, and you were even nervous about that. You were like, 5 weeks is a long time. Like, we're going to head over to Perth, see if that's what we want, if that's where we're going to eventually end up.
Yeah.
And then the universe had other plans. So you went to Bali.
Yeah, we were in Perth for like a week.
Yeah.
And then we were in Bali for a week. Actually, we went to Victoria first to see my family.
Yep.
And then we were in Perth for a little bit. Then we went to Bali, and then when we got back for Bali, well, actually, my little girl Maxie was noticing signs that she was a little bit not herself.
Yep.
Like, it wasn't bad. She was a little bit more pale, a bit more grizzly, but it wasn't like anything crazy. Like,
and she was 2.5 at this stage.
Yeah, she was 2 at this stage.
Yep.
Yeah, so I was just like, oh. And then when we did go to Victoria at the start, she did go downhill a little bit for like 2 days. And even at that point, I was like, oh, Mum, I think I might try and get her into a doctor here just to see. My thought was she might be low in iron just because of the pale skin, and she looked a little bit dark underneath her eyes and whatever. And Wangaratta is where I'm from, and it's a smaller kind of country town kind of thing. And I think I tried 5 doctors and they weren't taking any new clients. So I was like, they were like, take it to emergency if you think it's that, in a nice way. They were like, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, I don't actually think it's that bad. Like, she's not, that unhappy or anything. So I was like, oh, anyway. And then 2 days passed, and then she like perked up again. So I was like, all right, might have just been a little virus, whatever. So we, finished that, went to Perth and went to Bali. We had, like, she was so good in Bali. We had the best time together and everything like that. And then we got back to Perth, and she really went downhill once I think it was like 2 days after we landed. She's saying that her legs were hurting, like she couldn't walk. She was so miserable and like really lethargic, like starting to sleep. And I was like, right, to Jez, my partner's mum, I was like, where's the doctors? Like, I think I need to get her in. I wasn't going to wait to like get back to Lennox, because I was like, mother instinct is just telling me that I needed to go get her checked. So she's like, oh, there's just a doctor around the corner. So I rang and got in the next day. And when we got to the doctors, Maxie was like so limp and was just falling asleep on me, which is not like a 2-year-old. If anyone has a 2-year-old, it was just like not like her at all. Yeah. And I just said to the doctor, I think I just really want some bloods done. Just check everything. I think she could be low in iron or lacking something. That was just like my train of thought going through everything. So that was in the afternoon. And so the next day, like early in the morning, we went to a place. We were lucky we were in Perth actually, because they had like kids places where they take bloods. Yeah. Because that was traumatic in itself. So we did that, and I reckon that was about 8:30, and then we come back home. I think I remember going to do like groceries for the week, like because we were back from Bali and I just wanted to set up like at home. And I think at about midday that day, we got a call from the Perth Children's Hospital, and they were like, hi, we're just ringing in regards to like Maxie's bloods. And I was like, oh, God, that was quick. And I don't know what went over, but I just was like, knew it was not good. And she's like, it was a guy, and he was like, her blood levels are a little bit off. We just need her to come in for more testing. Emergency knows you're coming. You need to come straight away. And that was like the conversation. And I was like, oh, okay. And like started crying instantly, because I was just like, something's wrong. Like, he didn't even mention the word cancer. Yeah. But I just said to Jez, she's got cancer. And I was just like, it's bad. Like, we need to go. And I still remember the day that I was just running around, like packing a bag, trying to think of what to take, because I had no idea what we were in for. And all I remember is Maxie following me around saying, you all right, Mum? Oh, I know. I'm like, yes, darling. That's all she was saying. You all right, Mum? Were you all right, Mum? I'm like, yeah, we just got to go see a doctor. Like, it's all good. We're going to be fine. And then, we got into emergency straight in. We had to take more bloods. And this was like a couple of hours. So she was exhausted. We were exhausted. And there was a nurse that come in and said, oh, we're just waiting on someone from the oncology ward to come down and speak to you. And I was just like, oncology. And I had nothing to do with cancer or anything. So I actually Googled it because I was like, I don't even know what oncology is right now. I know a lot about it now, trust me, but I was like, I don't even know what oncology is. So Jez did, but I got up and he just let me do a little bit of research on Google, and it said, you know, like a cancer ward pretty much thing. And I was just like, and then I started Googling like low blood cells, you know, what's happening. And then, leukemia come up and another few. And then I was just like, burst into tears again. And then when they come down, they spoke to us and we went straight up to the ward and we got put in this room, and the oncology team, sat us down, and Maxie was diagnosed with leukemia on May the 14th last year. So it was just like the words that you never ever want to hear. You never think you're going to hear, and you never ever want to hear it. So, my little girl has cancer and it's leukemia.
I feel like I've known her for so long, and even hearing you tell the story again, I'm like,
I know. It's not nice, but she's fine. Well, she's going to be fine. She has to be. That's what I've told her from the start. I was like, there's no way we're backing down from this. So, our whole life's changed forever. So our 5-week family holiday in Perth turned we were there for about 9.5 months.
Because you pretty much couldn't leave at that point. It was like it was like frontline treatment.
Straight away, Yeah, next day Maxie went in for bone marrow, to trace her bone marrow. It's called a lumbar puncture, where they inject chemo into her spine. And everything like that. So, and she had them monthly from that point onwards, and now it's still 3 monthly at the moment. So the front line and steroids was just, we had a whole month's worth of steroids, and I don't know, hopefully not many people know what they are like, but they are horrific. They're actually worse than the chemotherapy, than what the kids have. Like, they just changed them into this different human being. Maxie actually lost all ability to walk. She couldn't even sit up by herself. She swells up. They just eat and eat and eat. It's like actually disturbing, and what it actually did to her if I was to show you photos.
And then she went back to, it's like, because you and I, we have like Maxie and Wild are the same age.
Mm-hmm,
And it was like, so it's like trying to wrap your head around it. And you would send photos and stuff through, and it's so weird to see the regression that they have, because they go back to being bubbas again.
Yeah, they do. And so many bottles, and just like the steroids were next level. So that we got thrown into that, especially that first month. And like, I lost her. Like, I had lost my little girl, and I was just like, what the actual, I don't know if I can swear.
You can swear.
Podcast.
You can say what the actual fuck. If anyone's able to swear on this podcast, it's right there. Like, what the actual fuck.
I was like, what has happened?
Yeah.
Like, what has actually happened to my life right now? And I was just, that was one of the toughest months of my whole entire, it is the toughest month of my whole entire life, because number one, you just get told your daughter has leukemia.
Yeah.
And then number two, you just, your whole world just flashes before your eyes, and thinking, what's next? And, they give you all this treatment plan, and the plan is like, the front line of it is like 9.5 months of intense treatment, like one after the other. And then after that, it's like another 14 months of called maintenance, which we are in now.
Yeah.
But so we opted to stay in Perth for that 9.5 months. Number one, Maxie's immune system was shot with everything that was going on, and chemo, and moving back to Lennox. Well, we wouldn't have been able to come back to Lennox. We would have had to go to Brisbane, where we had no family. They would have had to come to us. We would have had to live in a Ronald McDonald house.
Yeah.
And we were just lucky enough that Jez's family was in Perth, and they had a house there. His sister actually just moved out of it because they had built their lovely home. Thank you, Brody. And we just stayed there for the 9 months. The hospital was like 20 minutes away.
And even you even look at it like that, you're like, it was the most horrific situation, but the most guided situation you could have had, because if you had been here, as you said, you would have been in Brisbane in Ronald McDonald. Maxie doesn't like the car.
No.
Like, it would have just been.
Yeah, it's just crazy how, like, we couldn't get into Wangaratta. Same thing then. We would have had to be in Melbourne. It's just so crazy how you never think it's going to happen, but it's crazy how it all
aligned. How it was meant
it
to,
actually did all align. Alex knew, back and forth of the hair salon. So that actually went to the back of my mind pretty quickly.
Same thing. We had him set him up.
Yeah,
right?
we had set him up straight. Like, so I was just like, right, if it's going to happen to a person in their life, we will set up. So
not that you want to be fucking set up for that,
but that also eased my mind that, you know, once we had made that decision to stay, obviously I called Alex. I think it was like 2 days. Well, he knew straight away when it was, you know, she was diagnosed. I had sent a message out to like really close friends, and he just said, just call me when you're ready.
Yeah.
And I just said, okay. So I think it was like 3 days in, I kind of got my head around whatever I needed to get my head around. And he just said, take as long as you need. We'll be here. Yeah. We're fine.
Yeah.
And I just said, well, it could be like 9 months. He's like, it doesn't matter. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
Like we're fine. And then that was also just an instant, relief as well, because obviously Jez and I were both not working.
Yep.
And just having that little bit of income to cover our home loan, and everything back in Lennox was also a nice, you know, feeling in itself as well. That you know, that was all sorted.
And then I remember having the conversation. I think this is an important, like for other business owners. I remember having a conversation one day, and you were like, "Ugh, a client got their nose out of joint because." She didn't like the fact that I wasn't there.
Yeah.
And she had messaged you, didn't she?
Yeah.
And you were just like, just zero fucks given.
Yeah,
like
I was just
you know
like,
what? I'm in hospital with my baby with cancer.
Yeah.
Like it just definitely does perspective shift.
100%. And I was just like, you know what? Just tell her that we are not the salon for her.
Yeah.
And she had been a client of ours since like the beginning, since I had taken over from Smooth. So like a long time. And I was just –
I remember getting the message from Alex because him and I was like, anything that goes wrong, none of it needs to touch Brody.
And Alex did a few one-on-ones with you while I was away, which really helped him, you know, help him build what he needed to try and build or have questions or whatever because – he didn't really want to bother me. Even if it was big or little, he was just like.
Yeah, I was like, anything, just send it through to me. And I remember him messaging me and being like, we've got this issue. And I was like, do not send it to Brody. She doesn't need to. And I was like, you just have to be strong enough to be like, we're not the hairdressers for you.
Yeah.
And I think
And then when she sent me a private message on Facebook, I was just like, oh my, I didn't even open it because I knew what it was going to say or what it was about or, you know, whatever. And I was just like, you know what? It's your hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
So at the end of the day.
All you're going to get back is angry mama there right now. I couldn't give a shit.
And it wasn't worth it. So, she's no longer and still no longer coming into the hair salon.
And Alex handled it so well because he was just like, how do I respond to this? I'm like, exactly how you think you should respond to it. Like, it's time for her to move on. It's not, it's
absolutely.
Like, you know.
It's just like when, life through stuff like that, it's just, you actually don't care.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't actually care what you say to her.
And the craziest thing is and still to this day, and you probably will have moments of it still, like that we let these little things consume us so much. A 1-star review, a client that's unhappy, someone that hasn't responded, and we let it really fester in our bodies and we're feeling it, and then you gain so much perspective with what you've gone through that you're just like
and even on a daily basis now, sometimes when you think you are having a bad day, I'm just like, for what Maxie goes through, I'm just like, our day is pretty good.
Yeah.
And that's all I look at her. Like, she's a 3.5-year-old still having oral chemo daily, another one weekly, and we go into Brisbane for a lumbar puncture every 3 months and chemo through her port. So I was like, she's a little champion and like whatever's going on. And I get everyone has their own hard.
Yeah.
And I really I try and tell myself that because sometimes when I'm talking to someone and they're like.
I love that you say this though. I remember you saying that. But everyone's got their own hard. I'm like, but
if someone says that their child didn't sleep all night, I'm like, fuck me, I'll take a baby sleeping not all night right now on how I'm feeling. But then I have to pull my head in, bit myself because I'm like, do you know what? That's your hard.
Yeah.
And my heart is very hard, but no one, and even to this day, no one actually knows what it feels like. And I never want people to go through it, but until you go through it.
I don't think it's like anyone that's going through things, I don't think anybody can possibly, I have absolutely no idea, and I look at you in awe constantly and I think you handle it with so much grace and so much strength and resilience that you're just like, I don't think no one will understand other than the other mums that you know that have the same situation.
And we've definitely grown like it's a community I never wanted to be a part of ever.
Yeah.
But the community of the oncology ward in the children's hospital is like next level.
Yeah.
We can just relate with them.
Yeah.
Instantly. We've met a little family. They're in Perth still, obviously, but Ava, their daughter, was diagnosed like 3 days before Maxie, and she's a year older than Maxie, so she was 3.5 when she was diagnosed, but still. And it's just so nice to have those people there, like in a message being like, Maxie's starting to get a little bit of foot pain. Is Ava? Just little things like that. And she's like, oh, absolutely. So it's just like that instant calming mode. So, and having that community just there, plus, your community with your family and friends that are here to support you right now.
Yeah.
It's really, really nice to have that. And they're amazing human beings, what they're going through too, because not all of them have leukemia, obviously, on the oncology ward. Yeah. It's like things you never ever heard of that you think, oh my God. And then some days I was thinking, I'm so lucky that Maxie's only got leukemia, because the outcomes are amazing. And hopefully July next year is her end date of treatment. And hopefully once that day comes, we'll never have to ever deal with it ever again, and we can just shut that chapter behind us. So
wow.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
So then you decided, I remember getting the call saying, I'm coming home.
Yeah.
We're coming home.
It was like we were leading up to it because Maxie we were still in the front line actually of treatment, but the last phase we had already done. So a lot of the phases we were going in unknown. Like we didn't know how she was going to respond.
Yep.
We didn't know how intense it was all going to be. And so this last phase we had done already, so we weren't going in blindsided. It was chemo through her port like every 10 days. That was pretty much how it went for 8 weeks, plus a lumbar puncture, which she goes under like twice times like through it. So we knew like she dealt with it pretty good considering she was a 3-year-old going through what she was going through. And we knew that if we gave her the right anti-nauseas, and you become a pharmacist, trust me.
Yeah.
As well.
You're like, we're back in hospital. I knew something was off.
Yeah.
Like you also become just like a walking mind for your child. Like you're like, oh, something's wrong. Let's go.
Yeah. And still to this day, if Maxie gets a fever, anything over 38, it's straight hospital admission.
Yeah.
And we're just lucky that we do keep her in a little bit of a bubble. Like she doesn't do childcare or anything.
Yeah.
Hasn't started preschool yet, but hopefully next year we can, let her do that, just because, if she gets sick, it's like hospital.
Yeah.
Antibiotics, like it's a whole new ballpark. And if we can protect her for a little bit for now while living a semi-normal life I think that's the right choice for us to do. In saying that, we've travelled to Victoria.
Yeah.
I'm a crazy woman on the aeroplane. Like having everything down. But so in saying that she so it's still intense in that area, and we try and protect her in that way as much as possible. In going forward. And then, when we were able to finally come home for that last phase, we had to be in Brisbane for a couple of weeks, and then we could finally get back into our house. And then we were travelling. Well, actually Lismore Base Hospital could do a little bit of chemo, which has been a lifesaver for us.
Yeah.
Which is only 40 minutes instead of, that 2.5 hour drive.
Yeah.
And we did there a few treatments there, and can't fault them. Like they're just incredible there as well. Like every hospital's been amazing.
Yeah.
And so that was a lifesaver for us as well, being able to just get back home, semi-normality, see our dog, which was just like amazing.
Jimmy.
Yeah, little Jimmy boy. Get back into, I think I started going back to work like 1 day a week. And I remember you saying, don't take any clients, like just go in there and just be free, like just be there for the crew if they need you or whatever. And I said the same thing to Alex, and he had a little laugh, and I was like, what are you laughing at?
If my team was listening to this video, they'd be like, yeah, sure, babe, you practice what you preach.
Yeah, so I was like, and then I think the first few weeks, I think I had like 2 clients in each day, and I was like, stuff this, Samara.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I want to do more, and it was just good to be there. Like, even if it was just one day, I was just like, oh, like that normality. Of it, of that. Don't ever take that boring routine for granted.
Yeah.
Like getting up.
Feel lucky that you get to do it.
Yeah. Definitely. And it's definitely going into work and being there, like I just had to have a pinch myself moment, like that first morning back that I was like, oh my God, like I never thought the day was gonna come.
But also, like I always say to you, and you kind of like have such a hard time taking compliments, that you were able to, like, it's an absolute testament to you and to your team. Like like Alex knows how loved he is, but to the whole team and to you, it's such a testament that you had this strength in a business for almost 12 months you weren't there.
Yeah.
And you were able to walk away and the business has been absolutely fine.
Yeah.
And like you're like, I remember you having moments of being like, oh, it feels a little bit sticky, like it's a bit slow. And I was like, babe, like to go through what you've gone through and have like very rare, sticky, slim moments is huge.
Yeah, it's been huge. And I obviously the team that I've had for a while now, they are like incredible. And we just have such a really tight bond. I remember like I always tried to check in with them. I tried to do it on a daily. Some days were harder than others when I was having a hard day.
Yeah.
And I remember even Simone, she's got 2 kids as well. So I remember I text her being like, hey, is everything okay? Is there anything that you need from me? Like when she's like, wrote back saying, why are you even asking me this? I was like, she's like, don't even worry about me. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Like we are all good here. And I just thought, okay, you're a good chick.
Yeah.
It wasn't really like if she had said something that was wrong, I probably would have told her to, sort it out.
Yeah. Yeah. She's like, I don't like this. You would have been like, that's nice. I actually don't care. I just felt like I should ask.
I actually don't know what you want me to do with that. Yeah. But her answer and reply was just like perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even like Lily being so young and going through what I went through with her during her apprenticeship and everything like that, she's just like taken it in her stride. She's like a little Energizer bunny and literally the sunshine of our salon. Well, you actually know Lil.
I'm obsessed.
Yeah, so Lil come up for a day to work with you.
Yeah.
And because she's awesome and I can't appreciate them more than ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was another thing that happened that was exciting in Perth. You got engaged.
Yes, we did. Jez popped the question in front of my whole family, come over to Perth at Christmas. And it was awesome. Like Maxie was still so unwell and everything, but just lighted up her day being with all her cousins. And we were sitting down having Christmas lunch and next minute Jez comes out with a little box. I remember my sister could see him because I was facing the back and she started jumping up and down. And I was like, what's your problem? And I remember Brock, her husband, saying, Karina, sit down. It's not your moment. And I was like, what is happening here? Yeah, and, he had a ring and she saw the box before anyone did. And, so that was a lovely way to, end a really, really tough, few months that we had shared together. And I think brought us really closer together. Like, he's definitely my rock. Like, I just cry and he just stands there and lets me cry and he's awesome. And when he popped that question, I was just like, this is perfect.
Aww.
Like, I was like, this is amazing. So, we did. We got engaged, in Christmas Day and wedding is in a couple of weeks now.
Yep. So, and you were like, I'm just going to get married. It's going to be easy. Get my dress I want.
Yeah,
and then,
that's right. And then, at that time, I was just like, what's happening? Why do I feel sick? And why is my period 6 days late? Anyway, I took a test and those 2 lines come up pretty goddamn quickly. I was like, oh, no. At the start, my mind was like, what have I done to myself? I cannot handle this.
So I love when I found out because you and I talk every month on Zoom, but Brody and I never talk on camera because Brody hates it. So it's great because over the time, like sometimes I'm like, earphones in, babe, I'm going to walk because, in those early days of my separation.
Yeah.
You were like, yep, get out and go for a walk.
Yeah.
Like talk to me while we're walking. So we'd like talk.
While you were puffing up walking up the hill.
Yeah. I'm like, sorry, babe. Or we would just like, I would be like, we're both exhausted. So you're like, I'm lying in bed, you're lying in bed. We're having this great convo. We're kind of working things out. So I remember you being like, oh, yeah. And it was like the last thing I expected. Oh, yeah. And, I haven't been feeling great. And also the reason I don't feel great is because I'm pregnant. And I was like, turn your camera on now.
You made me turn it on and I look like shit because I was so sick.
You were like, no. And I was like, turn the fucking camera on. I need to see you.
I was like, oh, I just can't even right now because, this pregnancy hasn't been very kind to me.
At all.
At all. So, still vomiting on a daily and I am currently, 24 weeks pregnant tomorrow. Yeah, so just another thing to put in there with a wedding, a business, a daughter with leukemia and another baby. Maxie girl is very excited though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be, a beautiful way to finish a nice year being at home as a family as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, which will be lovely.
And you were saying before, because we were talking about cesareans and you were like, I had to book in because then pretty much like 2 weeks after your cesarean, then Maxie has intense chemo again.
Intense chemo back up in Brisbane at the end of November and Bub was due, mid-November. So I was like to my OB, we need to book this shit in.
Yes.
Because I was like, I just need structure a little bit.
Yeah.
And if where I can control, I'm going to control it. And he was just like, absolutely. Then I can have family here. So, about 2 weeks recovery, we will head back up to Brisbane for a couple of nights. And Maxie will go under treatment and back on the steroids for 5 days for that period.
So will you have family there with you helping you with
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing.
My mum will be there. She is just like a champion.
Here's your newborn.
Yeah, literally. I said to Mum, I'm going to just probably go walk over to the hospital, be with Maxie and you can be on newborn duty for that couple of hours. And when I can, I will come and be there. And obviously I'll be recovering from a C-section, but it's our life and it's what's keeping Maxie alive. So at the end of the day, what's a little, drive, a peaceful drive with a child that loves the car and a newborn, not up to Brisbane with everything else happening. So that will be happening all in the end of November.
So if anyone else right now thinks they've got a lot on their plate, you don't.
Well, they might, but it's their hard. Remember that. Remember that because literally
I just know that the perspective sometimes important though, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we let things get on top of us that potentially don't need to be on top of us and sometimes you need to listen to things like this and you go, perspective.
Yeah. And that's all it is. It's putting even to the like today with running a salon, and I do talk to Alex still on a daily basis. I am back in the salon 2 days a week now, Thursday and Friday, which has been awesome. And just checking in with him a little bit more. I think just what I've gone through has taught all of these guys that, perspective. Life can change in a heartbeat. So let's enjoy what we do on a daily basis and have a really good environment as well, I think is huge in a hair salon.
Yep.
We want to leave the salon, happy.
You want to go to work. I think for me that the thing I always chase and I have is I want to go to work and walk out happier. Like Lee says to me, you're a better version of yourself when you leave that place than what you are on the days even that you're not there.
Yeah.
Like because even though everything else can be hard, even though everything else is going on behind the scenes, I want that place to feel like my refuge and I want it to be theirs as well.
Yeah. And I guess a safe place.
Yeah.
It's my safe place.
Yes.
And I really hope that it's their safe place.
Yeah.
To just come and do what they love doing.
Yeah.
And, go home being a better person from it.
Yeah.
And hopefully a better person because I'm in their life.
Well, your team will know that and they would all be, if they were listening to it, they're all screaming, yes.
Yeah. I actually got a message from Lil, my apprentice, when I was driving up here from Lennox saying, have the best time on the podcast today. And that's just how cute she is. I was just like, thanks, Lil.
You were like, can Lil come up again? I'm like, mate, Lil can move in. I love that girl.
Yeah. I was like, Lil might want to do another day just to follow and, learn. It's just nice to go to another salon when you've only been in that same salon for, 4.5 years now Lil's been with me.
Yeah.
And she's keen for it. So yeah, that'll be lovely.
Yep.
She's keen to set up a day with you.
I think that's important too for anyone that's listening. If you have other like hair besties in your area, swap your stuff out sometimes. Give them a little bit of something different. And I think it gives them perspective. And it makes them be appreciative of what they have. Yeah. But also just gives them different ideas and different skills and like it just gets them excited.
Is awesome for her to learn on like, you know, even from this day, she still does like the face framing, what she learnt during her apprentice, you know, a couple of years ago with that day. She was like, it was the best. They were all so lovely.
And they're so helpful. Yeah. Like, and then I think for you even it was like I remember ringing you that day and I spoke to Alex as well and I was just like, she's amazing. Yeah. She's amazing. And I was like, I love her. Yeah. And it's so nice for someone else. It's like when someone says that your kids are nice, you know, and you're like, oh, thank you. That's so kind. It's like the biggest compliment someone can give you. You have nice kids. That I think the same thing applies, right? It's so nice to have someone reach out and be like, they're a beautiful human.
Yeah. And even like in saying that, Lil with her apprenticeship, it's obviously hairdressing is 3 years. Yeah. But Lil took 4 years to actually fully complete like her to be qualified. And I remember saying to her once we got to that 3rd year, I was like, where do you think you're at? I don't think you're quite there to get signed off. And even with me saying that to her, she was like, absolutely not. Yeah. Like absolutely not. And it was the fact that there was nothing wrong with her hairdressing skills. Yeah. She just took longer to click on. And once she clicked, it was like perfect. Yes. Like you've got this. And everyone learns different. And I just had to, you know, find ways that worked for Lil to make it click. And sometimes it was visually, sometimes it was writing it down. Sometimes it was like diaphragms, pictures, or just look and learn. Yeah. And that was a huge learning curve. Even just, you know, having a different apprentice from Alex, he was pretty like, once he learnt, he was off kind of thing. Whereas Lil just took that little bit more time, and it was nothing against her hairdressing skills or anything because she is a beautiful hairdresser to this day. Yeah. It was just, and people were like, oh, you know, you didn't give up on her. I'm like, absolutely not. Because if you ever met Lil, you would never give up on her. Yeah. Because she's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. So even in that, you know, while I was going through everything, she was still, you know, pushing through that last 4th year of her apprentice and didn't complain once. Yeah. Like, and like we all say, like you and I have said constantly, 3 years is not enough. No. I don't know why it's that. I don't know how we advocate to make it back to 4 years. Yeah. Because 3 years is not enough. I feel like they learn everything in the 3 years and then the 4th year is the year to put it into practice. And I feel like as salon owners, that's kind of what now we're responsible for. Like they're seniors, but that next year of them being seniors – they're never on the floor as seniors. Like, and we expect them because they're getting paid as seniors. Yeah. Like when it comes down to, you know, making their targets. And yeah, no, but we just have to take that because I don't think they're ready. They're never going to make their target in that first. No. Like I think Lil was qualified for her 4th year at the start of this year. And I think she's just making her targets weekly in the last like 3 weeks. Yeah. Which I'm like, you go girl. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, it's just, it's definitely not long enough. And I think it's too much pressure on them. Once they get qualified, they expected to. And they're like overnight. I have to keep saying, I say to my girls, I'm like, you're not meant to know everything tomorrow because it's qualified. Like I will still support you through this because it's still you learning. It's confidence. It's like gaining that confidence of being able to talk to clients and be on clients and not have that title of apprentice so it keeps them safe. Yeah, and it definitely does keep them safe because even now Lil, since being qualified, she's just got like a new lease of life and it shouldn't have to take that for them, I don't reckon. Yeah, agreed. Yeah. Yeah. But so that's very good on her behalf and I'm stoked for her. Yeah, so it's good. Amazing. Mm-hmm. That is a story. Yeah. Business advice that you'd have for someone who is going through personal times? I would say just keep pushing through. Yeah. And speak to someone. Yeah. And if they don't have a business coach or anything like that, I had no idea what a business coach was ever going to do to like my life. So if they are struggling, reach out. Yeah. Because it's not always going to be like that. Yeah. And you would know that going through your personal issues the last, 12 or so months as well. It gets better. It does. Yeah, 100% it gets better. And I think if you can get a really good foundation like in your salon, that's all you need.
Yeah, agreed.
As well. So,
yeah.
Look,
and things
I'm not
can keep
a huge motivator speaker.
You are though, mate. You are.
I don't really. Yeah, I would just say just keep pushing through and ask for help.
Yeah,
because there's days where I think I could have shut up the salon
50 billion times.
Yeah, in the last 12 months, and I think I've even said to you, I think I might need to sell.
Yeah.
Like when I was in Perth and it was hard on my personal life and the salon was going fine.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with the salon. It was more, my personal life and what has going through a little Maxie girl and everything like that. And I was just, you were like, just sit on it.
Yeah.
Like, let's not make any rush. Like, wait till you get back.
Yeah.
And that would be my advice.
Because I think if anyone thinks that if you have a salon and you've never, for a substantial amount of time, you've never wanted to sell it, like,
you're
tell
lying.
me your secrets.
You're lying.
You liar.
Or you can come be they're my new business coach.
Yeah. I'd give that title up for that exact reason.
Yeah.
Welcome. You're now Brodie's business coach because what can you do for her?
Because I need that in my life.
Yeah. I don't think it's possible because I think we all go through the ebbs and flows and generally it's personal life as well.
Yeah.
And if business feels slightly sticky and our personal lives are burning down, it's really hard to be okay on all angles because it's a lot that we have to hold.
Yeah.
But I think that was the beauty of a relationship like ours, and I think that's why Salon Rising for us that we've kept small, because Salon Rising was never about building this massive business. It was about connection.
Yeah.
And the relationship I have with you, finding out those moments of when you got engaged and when you set the wedding, but also having you be on the other side of all the moments I was going through. Like, it's more than just business, it's relationships as well. It's like, how can I help and how can I support and what does that look like? But you and I did it for each other. So that's pretty
And
special.
I think it just happens seamlessly because you both kind of are on that same path, but different.
Yes.
At the same time.
Yeah.
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 So it's been, it's been a whirlwind of 12 months and you never wish it on anyone. You never ever want to hear those words that your child has cancer. And the fact that we are here today, we've pushed through and the salon doors are still opening and everyone's, going great in there.
Yeah.
It's an instant breath of fresh air, to be honest.
And it's just one day when you're going through stuff like this, is just one day at a time, would you say?
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
One, like I used to say to you,
day at a
how
time.
are you feeling? You're like, it's just every day at a time.
Yeah, you literally just tick the days off. And it's still a little bit like that because, she's still having chemotherapy and she still has cancer.
Yeah.
So,
and you're pregnant and sick.
Yeah, and I'm pregnant and sick. Like, it's a lot, but I literally tick one day off and when the weekend comes, I'm happy.
Yeah.
And then, we start the week again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So lots happening in the next 2 weeks with the wedding and everything. So we're all very excited for that, which will be lovely. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I am so grateful, that you're my friend and my client, but also that you were vulnerable enough to come on and share this because I think it is a huge, that motherhood business part is massive because you have a business and you're trying to foster that and love that, but you also have a daughter with cancer and that's the be all and most important thing ever.
Yeah.
But you're also able to so seamlessly feel grateful and also look at other people's hearts that I think that's a true testament to who you are.
Oh, thank you.
As a person. So I'm extremely stupidly proud of you.
Thank you.
And I'm so grateful that you came on and shared your story.
Yeah. Hopefully it helps someone in some way.
Good.
Yes.
And if it has and you have loved this episode, get onto Smooth's Instagram.
Yeah, a little shout out.
Little shout out to Smooth.
Little old Alstonville.
And send Brodie a message because when you guys do that for us, and we always see it, when we get emails and get messages about how much you're enjoying the pod or how much you're enjoying different things, it's, me, Rich and Jen on the other side just feeling so grateful that you took the time to do that. So again, with this episode, if you're like, this woman is amazing, then send her a little message and let her know that. Oh, I love you. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you all for listening. And we'll see you soon.